The most classic version of a vampire.
Dracula.
Edward Cullen.
Dracula.
Specifically saying, hold on tight, spider monkey. Hello, ladies. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Hi, happy Wednesday.
Hi. I immediately have a bone to pick.
What?
Lindsay, you said that you were going to have comments for us. Did you bring us comments?
Well, why start it with a bone picking? Of course I brought you comments, Sammy.
Really?
I'm a woman of
She
my
Googles
word.
really quick. She goes on her social media. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
comments,
I'm
comments.
scrolling right now on TikTok. No, I screenshotted 2 comments that I got really excited about. I could have gone further. We've had some really, really banging comments recently.
Fair.
That's true.
But I just
Never say we don't have follow through here, by the way. We have such supreme follow through
No
at Ladies Who Lore.
Bone pick needed because Lindsay got it.
These bones have nothing to pick.
never say I'm a woman of empty promises. I'm a woman of full promises.
So
Stop saying
Stop
that
it.
about
Yeah,
me.
everyone
It's
should
weird.
stop saying that about me.
just like chill.
Why is everyone saying that about me?
I am many things, but I am not a flake, and I never have been. I'm always
Those
the
were
one
the
who
comments.
gets sad that people flake. That's my personality for everyone to know.
That's so fair. But isn't it so nice when
let's go
someone
back to
cancels
the comments,
plans?
shall we?
Oh, sorry.
2 very exciting comments. Remember when I did that little lore about Julia Brown in the Ile Dernier episode?
Yeah.
Well, I also made a TikTok about it because she's cool. And Julia Brown, if you don't listen to all our episodes religiously all the time, 1, what are you doing? But 2, Julia Brown was an alleged witch in a town in Louisiana who sang songs on her porch about how much she hated everyone and wanted the town to go away. And it was hit by a hurricane on the day of her funeral. Pretty iconic stuff.
Banging.
But on the TikTok video, Tiffany Renee commented, and she wanted to let us know that she lives on Cape Cod and there's a cemetery in Yarmouth with a tombstone that curses the town. And she sent me a picture of it. The tomb is by the name of Mary Dolency, and I can't think of a more petty tombstone. So here we go. Ready? May eternal damnation be upon those in Wailing Port who, without knowing me, have maliciously vilified me. May the curse of God be upon them and theirs.
What happened?
I don't know.
What did the town do?
Whoa.
But she got
That's my next lore.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah, Mary. It actually made me a little sad because I was like, to what level of upset would I have to be that I changed my entire tombstone to be like, you're all going to hell?
I guess my question is, because she's dead, so someone else made her tombstone for her, right?
Yeah. Well, I
So,
mean,
or did she like walk into the tombstone shop and was like, "Hi, I have a request. Can you please write out, damn you all?" Like, how does that work?
Maybe she just knew. She had foresight.
And she's like, and that is going to be an apostrophe.
Let's put a period.
she could have, not to ruin this whole great bit, she could have put it in her will.
Ooh,
That's true.
Do
That's
women get
true.
wills back then?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yes, they probably did.
Or it's like the cake shop mixed up which cake is supposed to go with which person. And so someone else was supposed to get the tombstone that's "fuck you town," and she was supposed to be like, "Love you all, miss you dearly." XOXO
Great mother.
Mary.
Great mother. Beloved mother of 2.
God. Yeah, if you know of any tombstone mix-ups, please let us know at ladieswholorepod@gmail.com.
Oh my gosh.
And it's funny because my second piece of comment and lore is also about graves and tombstones. So this one came as a response to our reel or TikTok about there being archaeological evidence of vampires in history in Italy,
So cool.
specifically. And Ola Adam Majek commented and wanted us to read about Polish anti-vampire graves. She said some cemeteries have up to 100 burials using various methods to ensure the buried person wouldn't rise from the grave. Our folklore isn't just about vampires coming to life. And then she did a winky face and I was like, oh shit, what's coming? So yeah, I Googled and
Good.
Polish anti-vampire graves, particularly dating from the 13th to 18th centuries, are, get this, apotropaic burials We all know the word apotropaic burials because that's a sort of good luck, ward off a curse magic. There's a whole episode on that if you're curious. Apotropaic burials designed to prevent the deceased from rising as undead entities. Common, often 17th century methods include placing a sickle across the neck, padlocks on toes. I have questions. Decapitation or heavy stones to secure suspected individuals. And there you have it.
Dang.
So
That is so cool.
not necessarily vampires, just any entity.
That's
Holy shit.
wild.
I would be so disturbed.
Yeah.
To come across that?
Yeah. But also,
no, totally.
Yeah.
the toe lock is funny.
That one is interesting.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what putting a lock on the toe is going to do.
I'm like, what
Wouldn't it
entity
just
is
fall
that
off?
for? What entity
Yeah.
has a toe weakness?
Unless it's... yeah, it had nothing to do with
like it.
anything.
No.
They were just like, I don't know.
Oh my god.
No. I wonder if it's like silver. Like maybe it's a silver lock and, you know, like
Iron,
werewolves,
silver,
iron.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
Oh, that's
maybe
cool.
that is
Yeah,
the
but like,
theory.
why the toes?
Furthest from the mouth so it can't bite you, maybe?
Ugh.
Right? Logic?
Can't walk as easily. Run?
Such heavy toe locks. Oh.
I'm like uncomfortable.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Also, I'm wearing my graveyard shirt. My dancing skeleton
Yeah,
shirt.
that's
I
clearly
love that. It
a
is.
skeleton that got out there. He did not have a toe lock.
No toe locks for
no
them.
toe locks present. Unfortunate.
And maybe they should have. You know?
Maybe. Think about it.
Well, those are great comments. Thank you.
Yeah,
No,
of
thank you
course.
for doing that,
I
Lindsay.
can't believe you doubted me. I was ready. I was studied.
With the amount we forget on this.
It's been a minute.
And you know what? While we're here, if you're enjoying this, please write. Well, yeah, write in at ladieswholorepod@gmail.com. But I was going to say rate, review, subscribe, and tell your friends because that really, really helps us. And we also have a Patreon with no ads. So if you hate the ads, go over there. Boom. I remembered.
That was sick.
So
Good
true.
job, Jesse.
Thank
and to add,
you.
beautiful.
I think I'm going to start doing like pulling a tarot card for our new members of our Patreon. So, yeah, I guess if you
exciting.
want your tarot card pulled by an accidental witch, please let me know because I stumble into powers every day and I'm sure I can help with the tarot.
I love it.
We've also been doing oracle card pulls every Sunday, where we just pull some type of intention to look for at the start of the new week.
Yeah.
Which has been super fun.
Heck yeah. Go, ladies.
Heck yeah, go ladies.
Go, lords and lordies.
Thanks
and
everyone for
explorers.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ladies, we have a lot to get through today, so shall we just jump right in?
Oh my. Yeah.
Amazing.
Let's do
Let
it.
me grab the wine.
I just have this like
explain?
punch immediately, by the way.
I do too. I wonder if it's the same one.
Do you want to say it at the same time without her taking the wine out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Versailles.
Vampires. Ooh.
Ooh, both V's.
Let's
Very V
see
today.
how the telepathy went.
Are we
Ooh.
ready, ladies?
Wait, you want to explain what's happening first?
Yeah, I should explain. So we play a game called Guess the Lore from the Poor, where I brought a wine bottle that has a clue in some capacity to the lore that I'm going to be telling today that the other two ladies don't know. And they're going to guess once they see the wine bottle, which I think is going to be pretty hard for this one. So, without
already
further
guessed
ado,
it, so.
here is my wine bottle. Ho, 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 ho.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
The telepathy. If you can't tell from the hoa hoa that I just sang, the wine bottle is literally called Vampire.
Oh, I love
I can't believe that you got
You started saying a like comment about a vampire, and I'm like, that's so funny.
I could literally feel it when I said the comment. I was like, oh my god, she's doing vampires. You just
Oh my
seemed it.
god. What you're wearing is very vampiric.
Thank you.
I actually dressed
Holy
for it
shit.
as well. I'm being honest.
I guess I did too because of the undead.
How did you guys know? That's so funny.
Okay,
Should I
well, to
put
go
on my
over the
leather
wine.
jacket instead? I feel like vampires wear leather, no?
Yeah, because they're super cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So
You're
true.
thinking of Vampire Diaries.
You're giving like pre-vampire, like the shroud.
Yeah,
pre-modern
that's true.
vampire.
That's true.
Perfect.
Fuck.
I'll
Okay,
keep
so
it.
this wine is called Vampire. It's a California 2023 Merlot. Just to go over the wine, it's produced and bottled by Vampire Vineyards. The back says Vampire Vineyards has a long tradition of crafting quality wines from premium California grapes. Our Merlot offers aromas that I will not be sharing. This well-structured wine has an elegant texture and a long finish in the mouth, as other hints linger on the palate. Other hints of blank linger on the palate.
Oh, sure.
Fuck, dude! I literally can't believe that we're doing vampires.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I texted Lindsay and I was like, hey, it's a red wine. I cannot send you the picture until we do it because you will know immediately what it is. But for now, shall we pour some lore and find out if you were maybe not right, but 100% were right?
I can't wait.
Well, I wonder what it's gonna be. I literally can't believe that you guessed that. That's insane.
I know. That's so wild.
We're getting more and more in
Fuck
sync
thee.
every day.
Ooh,
Shall we cheers, ladies?
heck yeah.
Cheers!
Ooh, it's giving some type of dark cherry smell.
Whoa. That's
That's a cherry.
velvety. And full.
Raspberry? Maybe some plum or dark currant? One of those. Ooh, plum. That's a plum. Unless I'm wrong. Then it's not a plum.
It may still be a plum. They might be wrong.
You're so right. That is giving plum.
And it's like a boom of flavor.
Yeah.
For a wine titled Vampire, I wouldn't expect to be giving this a 9, but I think it's a 9.
I was going to say 9.5.
Yeah, this is banging.
And it was only like $12. I
Hell
think.
yeah! Sammy, you were remarkably on the nose. It is black cherry and black plum
Black plum.
with the cherry lingers and cola.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
That hits on the back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No notes of
That's
blood.
delicious.
Well,
Oh, always blood. I just thought that was the obvious.
they can't put that on the bottle.
Sorry, I have to show you the cork. The cork says vampire on it.
Oh, cool.
It's like literally in the Twilight book font.
Yeah. No, 100%.
That's crazy.
All right, ladies. Let's get into this.
a big job you've chosen.
I know, I'm so excited.
It was... It's a lot.
You can do it.
When you hear the word vampire, what do you picture? Do you see a pale man in a shroud? Do you see fangs? Mm-hmm. Maybe you're thinking specifically about book 5 of the Blood and Ash series, or the most classic version of a vampire.
Dracula.
Edward Cullen.
Dracula.
Specifically saying, hold on tight, spider monkey.
I just sent someone that meme this week.
It's the best meme.
Walked into that one.
Yes. No matter what you picture, vampires have evolved so much over the years, and it's hard to say exactly where they stem from, but it seems like it mainly goes back to the human need to explain or justify things that they fear, like death or just something more unexplainable. And I can't believe it's taken us this long, but alas, we're hitting our overview, and I say overview because my goodness, there was a lot. Because dare I say, this is the most well-known creature of all time.
Honestly, yeah, probably.
Jesse's
That and
going to say
werewolves.
Bigfoot.
I thought about saying Bigfoot, but I don't think that it is Bigfoot.
I agree. It could be that or werewolves.
And that's
Not
that on
Bigfoot.
growth and maturity.
Very proud of you. She's evolved, much like the vampires.
Ooh. Good tie.
You know when there's like so much on a subject that it feels like there's nothing on the subject?
Yeah.
Sorta.
Yeah.
That's where I was at.
Fair.
There was so much, but none of it felt cohesive.
Oh, yeah,
And like
yeah.
it was hard to contain thoughts in a very lateral way, if
Totally.
that makes sense. But let's just dive in. For those that weren't on the Twilight train and maybe avoided the topic somehow altogether, here's an overview of what the classic and more modern vampires are.
Could you imagine meeting someone who doesn't know what a vampire is?
Maybe.
Oh, they do what?
They have what?
Sorry?
Vampires are people that turned into these immortal undead, mainly seen to be evil creatures, who are sometimes cloaked in shrouds and come out at night to feed off the blood of people using their sharp fangs. They either kill them by draining their blood with super strength or turn their victims into vampires, often having a hypnotic or modernly sensual effect on the victims. They have a few weaknesses. They can only come out at night since they have an aversion to sunlight, although in the Twilight canon they sparkle in the sunlight. They must be invited into places. They can't touch iron things, and they have aversions to crosses and garlic. Some vampires were said to have I should have looked up the pronunciation of this. Arithmomania, which is the need to count things. So people would scatter salt or rice to an intruding vampire.
Is that why it's Count?
Count Dracula, maybe.
Wait, no.
I really don't know, but that's my theory on it. I didn't look into it more.
I was thinking the Count in Sesame Street, who's always
Yeah.
But also, I hope Dracula. He was like, he has to be a count because they love counting.
Because they count.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about it that way.
Count Dracula, counting. Yeah.
I was only thinking of Sesame Street.
I would assume maybe that's not why, but
I feel like we've
in my
lost that a
head
little
it is.
bit in some of the sexy vampires
We have.
these days. I didn't see
counting.
Edward
The needing
Cullen
to count
counting.
things.
Or the Salvatore
and like
brothers.
the inviting into
Yeah.
a room. We've lost that a little bit sometimes.
Feels like OCD, honestly. They're just OCD vampires.
Yeah. But yeah, it would give them time for them to escape. This is already a side tangent. There's a Supernatural episode, and I think it's like fairies or leprechauns that they do that to. And it's one of my favorite things because they've done it like a few times in a row where they're just like, God damn it. And then they have to recount again. Some can transform into a bat or a wolf. They cannot be seen when looking into a mirror, and they have no shadows for the most part. But when vampires first made their way into tales, they weren't hot and charming, and they sure as hell did not sparkle in the sunlight, that we know of. But rather, like I mentioned, they were explanations for that unknown. And it seems like it kind of developed fully in medieval Eastern Europe, which, well, it did. The idea of creatures with similar traits have appeared all the way back since the time of the ancient Greeks. And there were tales of vampires or vampire-like creatures for millennia, not only with ancient Greeks, but Mesopotamians and Romans and many others had different versions of demonic blood-drinking entities that had similar characteristics of vampires.
Lindsay, why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because I just had a flash of imagination of seeing Sammy researching the ancient vampires and then like going through the same thing as Bella in Twilight and then being like...
That was literally me. I have a screenshot that I'll put on the Insta of me in a coffee shop researching when did vampires become hot? It's an important question. I literally took myself out of that situation for a second and went, oh my God, if anyone knew what I was looking at right now. It was the funniest thing.
Oh my God, that's funny.
So yes, I really was Bella in that moment. From what it looked like, though, the earliest written reference to a vampire is from 1047 AD from a text in Old Russian, but the actual term vampire first appeared in 1725. And I think that was of Peter Blagojevich, who was a Serbian peasant who was believed to be a vampire after killing villagers. But there wasn't much that I could, find in a very credible source, so I didn't go further into that as of yet.
I'm interested in that gap of time.
I think it's there were those creatures, but nothing written, if that makes sense.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
for that one instance in 1014 or whatever.
That one was a reference to a vampire. It wasn't a written as the word vampire. if that makes sense.
I hear you. Okay,
creatures that drink your blood.
Yeah, and
but
again, I
not
couldn't find-
vampire.
yeah.
I understand.
At least that's from what I took from that.
Sure.
It was hard to find. But starting with a little throwback to one of Lindsay's episodes, some people see Lilith as something that helped shape the earliest forms of vampires.
Nice.
Due to her drinking the blood of children and I believe she was in the form of an owl, which is similar to, like, people say vampires can transform into a bat or a wolf.
Ooh. She's everywhere.
She's everywhere, our girl.
She gets around.
She also was very sexy. So in some ways, vampires started sexy, became unsexy, and then got their groove back.
Is that what that movie's about?
And thank goodness for that. In the Testament of Solomon, which was written centuries after the birth of Christ and claims to have supernatural adventures of Solomon, he controlled a vampiric shape-shifting demon named Orneus, and that's all that I looked into on that.
What if the earth just shook when you said his name?
That would have been horrifying.
Orneus.
Truly horrifying.
Oh my gosh.
In Mesopotamian tales, they would talk about, I'm not sure how to pronounce any of the next few things I'm going to mention, but Ikemu, which were people that died in horrific ways and or didn't have proper burials, because of which they would get denied entry to the underworld and were forced to walk amongst the living, so they would cause destruction and misfortune on the living, but had similar traits to vampires. In Greek mythology, there are Vrykolakas, Embusa, Lamias, Mormo, and Strages?
Wait. How do you spell Strages?
Like Striges.
That reminds me of the Strigoi. What are they in? They're vampires from a book. The Strigoi?
Oh,
I don't know.
Ooh, I kind of want to look that up just because it looks like similar spelling. Is that Twilight? Am I crazy? Oh, they're just Romanian witches that drink blood.
Oh,
well, there we go. Another one.
Derived from Strix, owl or witch. Whoa, another Lilith reference.
Ooh,
Another.
it's connected.
It all connects. Gosh, I love lore.
Oh.
In Chinese folklore, there's the Jianqi. In Filipino folklore, there's Aswang. And then there's Chupacabra, that is similar to vampires, but like in the animal world. So all of these had different traits and things, but have few similarities in different ways. But I'm not going to go into all the different ways and all the things, because they can all be their own episodes at some point. In Greece and in medieval Europe, during times of disease, the tales of walking corpses, drinking blood, and spreading plague flourished, often saying they preyed first on their own families. But there were a lot of links to diseases in these times and misunderstandings of death and disease, with like the natural processes that would happen with decomposing bodies that were misidentified as vampires. And I mentioned this in the Pavalia episode, and if you didn't listen to that episode, it's not about vampires, but a little side tangent I found was of an island next to Pavalia that had a body that they thought was a vampire because of the way it decomposed. There was blood coming out its mouth, a mysterious hole in the shroud, and bloating in the belly, which people thought was they just ate. But forensic science showed that the bloating is caused by a buildup of gases, and the organs push the fluid out of the mouth. So they assumed vampire, which naturally I get.
Yeah.
But the minute I started on that side tangent, I was like, uh-oh, I know what my next lore is gonna be.
I love it.
It's like, I need to know more.
Yeah.
Often, it was actually misidentifying or mystery of the disease. Research from the 20th and 21st century shows that there are characteristics of vampires that can be traced to those diseases. Like, in rural areas, there was plague and cattle dying, so they would dig up the last person who died in the village. But at that point, it was hard to tell if a person was truly dead. And with diseases like catalepsy, which is a medical condition that is characterized by a trance or a seizure with a loss of consciousness accompanied by rigidity of the body. So people would think they're dead and then bury them. And then they would sometimes wake up and naturally be driven mad. So both their fear and hunger would eventually lead them to bite themselves, which could be perhaps why some bodies were found with fresh blood.
I'm sorry.
I'm seeing-
1 second.
I feel like there are a lot of good reasons to do a wake for a couple days, and I'm seeing why a lot of religions have that. They're just where they just like sit with the body and just make sure.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe let's just wait.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super fun.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Another disease was porphyria, which some people can get blisters on the skin when exposed to sunlight, so they would only go out at night.
Oh.
Pellagra is caused by an imbalance in B3 and makes people have sensitivity to sunlight and causes the skin to become thin, and some said bad breath, which is another characteristic of vampires.
Ooh.
No wonder garlic was helpful in some of this, because garlic is thought of as very, like, antiseptic and, like, antibacterial.
Oh, that's a good point.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh. Everything has a reason.
Everything has a reason.
Mostly.
I love lore.
Most things have a reason. You're right. But since people in those communities kept animals, rabies was another common disease, since there was no vaccine. And rabies causes an aversion to light and water, aggression, biting, and can even lead to an aversion to strong things like odors, such as garlic.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Rabies.
It's all wild.
I love this.
Yeah.
You know, rabies is the most deadly disease. I'm pretty sure, like, of the people who get rabies, the death rate is so high if you get rabies.
Yes.
And like not get a vaccine.
Because
Yes.
you only have a certain
'Cause there's
amount
a
of
window.
time
Yes.
to get, the vaccine for it.
Get yourself vaccinated if you get bit by an animal. Straight to the hospital.
Even if
And
you,
Yeah.
even if
That-
it's a dog. Like,
that is ladies who lore medical advice you can take.
That is one advice we stick by.
only piece of advice.
Go to the hospital. Yeah. A Spanish neurologist, Dr. J. Gomez Alonso, linked some rabies and vampire characteristics. Vampires were almost always seen as male, and rabies affects men 7 times more than women.
Huge for us.
Wait. Do you think that's because men get bit by animals more? Because I'm thinking
100%.
Yes.
100%.
100. Yeah.
That is tough.
Yep.
Tough.
Actually, funny story, only to bolster this. There was a bird stuck in Tyler's house yesterday. And
I saw.
he was telling me about it. And he was like, I was just freaked out and I was trying to get it out. And I had to, like, whatever. I thought it was scared, all this stuff, right? And he's like, I just wish you were there because you would have been able to, like, peacefully get this bird out, like, within minutes.
I can imagine him, like, totally freaking out. Like, what do I do?
Lindsay would have just whistled at the bird and it would have been gone.
Would have landed on her finger and she would have been like, fly.
Taking it outside to a tree.
I'm just laughing because I'm like, how many couples are probably like that? And how does that lead to rabies in the way they differ and how they treat animals?
Oh my God.
That's so funny. I hope the bird didn't bite him.
No, it didn't. It was fine. He
Okay,
was
good.
very kind to the bird. There is no...
I'm sure he was.
But it's just funny to think about.
Where Lindsay just goes in,
The delusional confidence I have to believe, yes, that's true.
It's
so
funny.
beautiful. Never change.
Oh my God. Speaking of biting, when a vampire bites someone, you become a vampire yourself. And with rabies, it is most commonly spread through biting, according to Dr. J. Gomez Alonso's research. He said, quote, "A man was not considered rabid if he was able to stand the sight of his own image in a mirror," end quote. So there was maybe some aversion to mirrors in some weird capacity.
Is that the rabies test?
Whoa.
Put him in front of a mirror.
Great question. That is not ladies who lore medical advice.
That's Dr. J. Alonso Gomez's advice. Yeah.
He's like, you don't have to go to the hospital if you can see yourself in a mirror.
If you can stand the side of yourself.
Oh no.
Oh.
No. Go to the hospital. Some people with rabies, when they come in contact with some stimuli, their faces can contort and they can get muscle spasms in which their lips can curl back, prominently showing their teeth. And then after someone with rabies dies, commonly it's from asphyxia. Blood can still be liquid for a while after death. So people maybe just had rabies and they assumed it was a vampire. But one of the big ones was tuberculosis, or as they used to call it, consumption, which attacks the lungs and causes the body to lose weight and waste away, as some say.
Yeah. And cough up blood, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And during the 18th and 19th century, TB had become a huge epidemic in Europe, which became known as the vampire or vampiric panic.
What? I didn't know it was called that.
Yeah.
Things they don't teach us in
I know.
history
There was
class.
like a huge vampiric panic. Yeah.
Wow.
In
My
a few different
jaw is
places.
just like on the floor for the
Yeah.
yeah.
It's wild.
My TMJ is going to start up again, guys. Stop it. We have to end the episode. I know. Never.
The disease would spread easily among families and communities and had symptoms like fevers, an ashen appearance, sunken eyes, and blood would sometimes come out of their mouths. Between 1786 and 1800, TB claimed around 2% of New England's population, and maybe more because in 1786 is apparently when they started actually recording the death rates.
Wow.
But at the time, no one understood how diseases would spread, but they knew one thing, that it would spread and they would die. And one by one, family members of those affected and neighbors would be affected. And because they didn't know what was fully happening, their fear took over and they started to believe that the first to die were vampires, and they went out of their graves to suck the life out of their families until they died too. So villagers dug up the bodies to examine them, and if their bodies were not as decayed as they expected them, they would check their organs. And if they saw liquid blood, they were deemed vampires. So to stop this, they would either turn the body over in its grave, which is like the most chill, tame version of it. Some would burn the affected organs and rebury the body.
Just burn the whole body. It's
Some-
fine. Cremation's good, guys.
Like, it's fine.
I
Is
wonder.
that where the term, like, rolling in my grave comes from?
Oh.
Like, if they turn them over?
Probably.
Probably not. I don't see how it's connected.
I always imagined rolling in my grave was like they were so upset that they were like, oh no.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. But this is like a
No, that would be
historical
crazy.
instance.
Interesting.
Probably not. Linguists,
I have
please write into
things
ladieswithgore@gmail.com.
to say, and I
love
Same
to
girl.
know that I'm not a scientist, but I have so many thoughts and theories. One, in cultures where cremation is the norm, do we know, and could we find out if vampire legends are less common? One, that's number one.
My guess would be yes, because disease was slightly less common,
Yeah, I
right?
think
Or
so.
did I make that up?
No, I mean, I would think so. Handling
Yeah.
dead bodies in general and putting them near
Yeah.
water supplies and all sorts of stuff
Is rough.
is not a great idea.
No.
That's one. And then number two is, do you guys know about the John Green book or Hank Green book where he writes about tuberculosis being like the reason for everything in our modern
Yes.
world?
I haven't read it, but yes, I do know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
I haven't
Yes.
read it
I think it's
either.
Hank Green.
No, I think it's tuberculosis.
No, I'm saying I think it was Hank Green.
Oh,
who
I
wrote it.
thought you said
Gangrene?
No, I think it's Hank Green.
I think it's Hank Green.
No, it's tuberculosis.
No, it's
No, it's definitely tuberculosis.
That was iconic.
We should
yeah,
read that. Maybe
it's
that's our
Hank
next
Green.
book
I
club.
agree.
Ooh.
It's Hank Green.
Yeah.
Based on those two thoughts, Lindsay, I think you're a scientist.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good.
Mystery. Okay, sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. That's hilarious. Another way they would kill these so-called vampires would be some would decapitate the head from the corpse. One of the most classic ways to kill a vampire that we know of now. And the family members who were affected, they would burn the organs, and then some would inhale the smoke from those burned organs or consume the ashes to cure them.
That's what I thought you were going to say, and I hate it.
You don't need to do that. Don't do that.
No, I just feel like maybe that's not good.
I agree.
Anyway.
Throughout history, there were people that were called vampires for various reasons. Throwback to Jesse's episode, Elizabeth Bathory of Hungary,
Yeah.
who, in the Bloody Mary episode, in the 16th century, she thought that she would maintain her beauty by bathing in the blood of virgins. So she tortured and murdered over, I think, 600 girls and women, which is not great. Another one is Vlad the Impaler, who we'll talk about in a bit.
Yes.
But he would kill people with stakes.
He's not cool, but he's cool.
I understand.
Like, he's fun to learn about.
He's fun. He is fun to learn about.
He's not cool. He's not cool.
He's not cool. Speaking of not cool, serial killer Fritz Harman, known as the Vampire of Hanover.
Yes.
Yeah. In Germany in the 20th century, he would lure boys to his apartment by offering food and shelter, and after they would arrive and eat, he would bite them through their windpipes, killing them, calling it a love bite. Then he would molest and butcher them and then sell their meat to the community for money.
The inspo for Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's way worse than Sweeney Todd, though.
Yes.
Sweeney
He was found
Todd?
guilty of 20...
No.
Not a bad guy.
Lindsay.
Canceled.
Hold on. Look, Sweeney Todd has way more of a point than this guy. It's a very morally complex show. I don't agree with Sweeney Todd. I don't endorse Sweeney Todd's methods, but I love the way that show deals with evil. The end. Thank you.
That's
It has
fair.
good music.
That's fair.
Great music.
I think that's fair to say that you
think
like
that's
how
fair.
it deals with evil. Both of them are murdering people.
Yes.
Don't murder people. Medical advice you can take from ladies who lore.
Agreed.
We need like on our YouTube like a stamp that's like medical advice. Yes. Ladies who lore, and it's us as doctors. That's good. We're like
Ladies who lore approved, ladies who lore not approved.
that's fucking funny. We should do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Sammy,
less.
you should do that as our
Say
YouTube
less.
person.
Easy, done. But Fritz was found guilty of 24 murders, and many people think it was maybe upwards of 50, but he was put to death via guillotine, so like a vampire severed head.
Nice.
Happy endings.
Sure, yeah. Another one is the Vampire of Sacramento, aka serial killer Richard Chase. In the late 1970s, he killed 6 people because he needed to drink their blood to restore his health because of UFO death rays that diminished his blood supply.
Naturally.
And he was sentenced to death. And there was more that were like pre-death vampires, or like people would call like vampires like that. But I'm not going to go into all of them because they are a lot. But there's also real cases from this. The first, not that those weren't real, but post-death.
Sorry, what do you mean by they died and
they
came
died
back?
and came back versus these
Cool.
people were alive and just did things that were in the similar characteristics
Understood.
of vampires.
Cool.
The first real one was described. This is the first real case of a literal vampire that was mentioned, from what I could tell. And his name was Yuri Grando, who was a villager from modern-day Croatia. And after he was buried, locals would see his apparition through the village, and the town became fearful. One person heard knocking at their front door at night, and days later, that person passed away. A few years after that, another person heard knocking. Following the same pattern, a few days later, they passed away. And this continued to happen time and time again, and the townsfolk were getting very afraid. His widow would come to recount how her dead husband would come to her at night, smiling and gasping for breath, and then he would harass her. Eventually, the group of villagers, led by the priest, would go to his grave, and after digging, they found his body, perfectly preserved and grinning. Mind you, this is after 16 years of his death. They tried to stake his heart, but then they beheaded him, and legend says that when they cut into him, he screamed out loud. But the death stopped after this, which led people to think he was a vampire.
That's terrifying.
Bonkers?
What?
Yeah. I'm gonna sip some wine.
I have nothing to say.
I have chills.
I have tears.
Another case was Arnold Pale, who,
That's all I know.
like, they kind of nailed it with that one. It is
Yeah.
spelled, maybe it's Paoli. It's spelled differently.
Sure.
Who I'm not going to go fully into, at least for now. Maybe I'll do a closer look or something on some of these specific cases or another episode. But in a National Geographic article that I was reading, a scholar they interviewed mentioned that, quote, the modern vampire begins with Arnold Pale. He was the one all the philosophers talked about, end quote. And I tried so hard to find credible sources and to do some deeper digging on this, because what do you mean philosophers all talked about this guy? But I couldn't find like a bigger story about it, which is really weird. So I
is weird.
do want to do deeper digging, but there was a lot to research in this episode, so I said next time.
A mystery? For me?
Lindsay, how's Voynich coming along?
What?
How's Voynich coming along?
Oh, Voynich is great. Thank you for asking. I'm pretty sure it was just women.
Honestly, same. Honestly, same. Yep.
Yeah.
And case closed. Carry
That's
on.
Voynich for you. Gosh, we got Lilith, we got Bloody Mary, we got Voynich.
Oh my
Gotta
God,
get
women rule the
Vampires have it
world?
all.
I'm guessing this pale guy is the result of a large conspiracy in which they started writing his name in books, but there was never actually proof.
Ooh,
Maybe.
He's a pseudonym.
Great cue.
A nom de plume.
I need to look more into it. I just ran out of time because there was too much to do.
So fair.
It's okay. You're doing so
But
good.
I was going to say that. You're doing great.
thank you so much. I was nervous. But the most famous case was of Mercy Brown.
I thought you were going to say Vlad the Impaler.
No, of like a real person, like post-death vampire.
Okay. Mercy Brown.
Yeah. In 1892, Rhode Island, George Brown, a farmer, watched his wife die to tuberculosis and then watched his 2 daughters die as well.
Oh.
His son became ill, and the villagers around him persuaded him to check the bodies of his wife and daughters. The bodies of the wife and one of the daughters were bones, but one of his daughters, Mercy, who died 2 months prior to him checking, and was the most recent death, was intact. Her body was fine. And though she died in winter and was probably somewhat preserved by the temperatures, examiners were still suspicious. Her fingernails and hair were longer, so the villagers were convinced she was a vampire. So they cut her heart out, burned it, and had the son drink the ashes in hopes of a cure. But unfortunately, he died not long after.
Of course he died.
Yeah, no fucking shit.
Yeah, like, of course.
Oh my God.
And there were many cases similar to this. Many. But science, there's now evidence for hair and nails in which when your skin and around both the fingernails and your hair would retract, making it appear longer. Mm-hmm. So it's not actually growing, but people didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I get that that would be creepy.
Do you think the son was like on board for this, or was like, Dad, I don't feel like this is what I should do?
I feel like at that time, this is what everyone is saying to do. Maybe you don't know better.
That's horrible.
Because the medical system isn't what it is now, and...
Yeah. He probably just wanted to get better, too.
Yeah.
Woof. Okay. That's brutal.
But some people have said that when the famous Bram Stoker, who wrote the novel Dracula, died, there were newspaper clippings of the Mercy Brown case in his files. But who knows, since she was in Rhode Island, you never know. But since we're here, let's talk about him. He's the author of the novel Dracula, which was derived from vampire legends and has become the main image of what a modern vampire is. When reading through an article on Time magazine, it mentioned that the book's original preface had this foreword, quote, "I am quite convinced that there is no doubt whatever that the events here described really took place, however unbelievable and incomprehensible they might appear at first sight. I am further convinced that they must always remain to some extent incomprehensible," end quote.
Ooh. Yeah, if I picked that book up, I'd be like, I'm on board. Right? Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
But apparently, he didn't intend for it to become fiction, but wanted to use it as a warning of a real evil nightmare.
Oh.
His editor read through it and said no. What?
She's like, PR.
I was going to say, it sounds like really good PR. It is. It's good PR.
It is really good PR.
Yeah.
His editor read through it and said no, as they couldn't publish the original version without creating mass panic, because London was still recovering from horrible murders with a killer still on the loose. So he had to make changes, take out any factual parts of it, and then publish it as a fiction or not at all.
What?
Okay, now...
Is there...
The novel was released in 1897, and the first 101 pages were cut with additional edits. Tens of thousands of words were removed, and the epilogue was cut, which changed Dracula and his castle's fate. In the 1980s, so not that long ago, the original Dracula was found in a barn in northeast Pennsylvania beginning on page 102, and no one knows why it was there. The manuscript is now owned by Paul Allen, who co-founded Microsoft. But people are curious as to what was on those first 100 pages and why it was not found.
Pardon?
I don't know.
What is with... There's another guy who owns a weird version of a book who's a tech founder. Maybe I'm thinking of this exact thing. But I feel like this is a thing. Is like, didn't a crazy version of a book or the Bible just get like released at an auction and then someone bought it and just owns it and they're not showing it to anyone?
Probably.
I'm going to answer that next
I wouldn't be
episode
surprised.
because this is like a real thing I just read. That's crazy bonkers.
Yeah, I know.
What?
But classically, sleuths found hidden clues that were left by Bram Stoker.
Wait, I'm sorry. Everyone,
Yeah.
if you have grandparents, talk to your grandparents, find out what is in their attic, what's in their basement, search around. We want to find those 100 pages.
No, literally.
Especially
Look
if you're
in your abandoned
Pennsylvania.
barns.
Look in the barns.
Can you imagine how
Okay,
many
I'm sorry.
treasures have just been like lost to history?
No, literally.
It
so
keeps
many.
me up at night.
Sitting in someone's attic.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. They found hidden clues that were left by Bram Stoker. Apparently, he left his original... All of this is like, I think true.
Right.
From what it looks like it's true. And I'm going to believe it's true.
Sure.
He left his original preface in a recently translated first edition called Power of Darkness, which is like an Icelandic version of the first edition of Dracula, I think. And he left some other parts of the original story in that version. He also wrote a short story called Dracula's Guest, which is apparently just straight up cut from his original work.
Ooh.
He had journals, notes, and other first editions that he would leave hints of, and more pieces of the puzzle. And in a Times article, they say, quote, "Unable to tell his story as a whole, he spread it out of where, much like his first vampire, it never died, only slept, waited." End quote. Ugh. And I loved it.
I'm so like,
Yeah.
I know.
Totally.
I know. It was thought that Bram Stoker named Count Dracula after Vlad the Impaler, whose name was Vlad Dracula, or Dracula, something like that. Dracula. Vlad was born in Transylvania, Romania, and ruled intermittently between 1448 and 1477. He was a cruel, brutal ruler, and naturally, as his nickname suggests, his favorite way to kill his enemies was to impale them with a wooden stake. And legend says that he liked to eat near the dying victims and dip his bread in their blood. And I don't know if that's true, but I don't like it.
That cannot have tasted good.
I don't like it.
It's like metal.
I think we should talk about, like, people do drink blood.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people eat blood. It's in blood sausage. Like, it's just very interesting.
Yeah. Like animal blood.
Yeah. But then we talked about vampire facials episode 1.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a lot of, like,
Your own blood,
questionable stuff going on with blood.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Anyways, moving on. So that's obviously why people thought maybe that's where he got his inspiration for Dracula. But Elizabeth Miller, who is apparently recognized for her expertise on the Dracula novel, claims that he did not base it off of Vlad. Although I don't know who she thinks. No matter where he came up with the idea, also related, but I didn't write it all down, I saw one or two things that said his son said that he got the idea through a nightmare he had after eating like a bunch of crab and mayonnaise or something, but I could find literally nothing that proved this, so I was like, I'm not writing this in here.
That's pretty fucking funny though. Should we eat a bunch of crab and mayonnaise and see what happens?
Get a killer story out of it.
Oh my god. He was just allergic to crab. He was having like insane dreams because his body was reacting negatively.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
But no matter where he came up with it, it's certain that this birthed a widespread vampire genre for media and literature. Besides Dracula, the most other well-known vampire is Count Orlok, who is also known as Nosferatu.
Yeah.
He's from a 1922 German silent film called Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror, which was an unauthorized adaptation of Dracula. which literally ended up getting caught in copyright disputes.
Oh.
And there were differences. In Nosferatu, they changed the villain's name. They changed the name of the victim woman. They changed a vampire hunter from Dracula to a vampire skeptic. And for the title, they changed it to Nosferatu. It's a word that in Western and Eastern Europe was identified with meaning vampire. Mm. And the most specific thing that came out of Nosferatu was that Sun could kill a vampire, which was not in the Dracula adaptation. Mm. Yeah, and there were many other differences that, again, not going to go into the specifics, can of worms. But no matter what, the bald-fanged, pale, pointy-eared vampire became notorious in the lore undead horror genre. When vampires were introduced to pop culture, it was only a matter of time before they became something more than just an evil corpse. It played with the nuance that good and evil are not so clean-cut, black and white. There can be a blurry line, and that shift ended up where a lot of things do in the romance genre. There were always people post-Dracula that saw them in a different light, but the vampires got a major shift in the romance franchise with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Vampire Diaries, the Southern Vampire Mystery books, True Blood, The Lost Boys, and most importantly to me, Twilight.
Hey. And The Lost Boys is a musical now.
Yes, it is.
On Broadway. Ooh. That just opened.
And Cynthia Erivo was like in a one-woman show as Dracula, I think on the West End.
Oh, fuck. So sick.
I know.
Bring me a Vampire Diaries musical stat.
Oh. Yeah.
Stat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those boys.
And I'm gonna wrap this up, but it only felt right to do vampires on episode 69.
Nice.
And I didn't know that until I started doing all this other.
I love it.
Sexy.
Sexy. But I could continue researching vampires for hours, and I probably will, and I'll do another episode at some point, I'm sure, because there is a lot. But I think the thing with vampires that fascinates me most is that I love that there is that balance between good and evil. Looking at more modern depictions of them, they have become relatable in some ways.
Oh, yeah.
Not all of them, obviously, but it can represent loneliness, power, the thrill of the unknown, and most relatably to some, the desire to live forever, which I know is a natural feeling to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But that's all I have on vampires. But disregarding the older killing versions of the vampire, I want to know if given the chance, would y'all want to be a vampire?
No.
Do I get to have other people be vampires with me?
Yeah.
That I get to choose?
Sure.
With their consent?
Sure.
Maybe. Because I want to live as long as I possibly can, right, because I feel like there's so much to do in this world and I want to do it all. But I do think there would, and I've thought about this a lot. But
that's why I asked.
I think that I could entertain myself for thousands of years with select people with me that I love and care about. It would be hard to see everyone I love die.
Yeah.
It would be hard at some point to find the meaning in stuff.
Yeah.
And to have to keep shifting your identity because you can't have other people know that you're a vampire.
Right.
So let's say in one life you get rich and famous because you have all the time in the world to do so, but then you can't do
continue
that.
It.
Yeah, you have to quote unquote die at a certain point. So that's why I say maybe. Lindsay?
I'll say no. If I could be a vampire, nope, it's a no. I won't. I want supernatural powers, but I think I want to go fairy route.
Yeah.
That's, yeah,
I don't want to have to do the drinking the blood thing.
No.
Yeah.
Even if it's from animals.
Yeah.
Vegetarian, quote unquote. What about you?
I was on the same exact thought train that you were on.
Yeah.
And I think I ended up in the no category just because of that exact reason. If I'm going to be something, I'd rather it be a fairy.
Yeah.
But taking that out, if it was literally just you could only be vampire or not, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. That's tough.
But also, again, the drinking the blood thing.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
I'd be very Vampire Diaries, trying to be vegetarian vampire. I think it'd be tough.
Yeah, but that's all I have on vampires.
Oh,
Thank
so
you for
good.
joining me today.
So
ladies.
good.
Excellent work.
Oh, boy.
Excellent work.
Who's your favorite vampire? If someone had to kiss you with their fangs, I don't know.
Thanks first.
Top vampire.
Who are vampires?
I know.
There's Edward Cullen
Yes.
and his clan. There's Dracula.
Yes.
Did you not watch Vampire Diaries?
No, I didn't either.
Didn't.
You no.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, that makes so much more sense. Ladies, it's not too late. I think you would enjoy it now. It is
You know what? After this episode, we'll watch an episode.
Okay.
so spooky
How's
and
that?
fun, and you have to watch it.
Who's your favorite?
Yeah, who's? I think
Well,
you should answer
I
this.
was probably going to say Damon Salvatore, but did you not watch True Blood either?
I know the name. No.
Oh, Alexander
didn't really-
Skarsgård in True Blood is like
man.
hottie.
Yeah.
I can envision that.
I agree.
Oh my god, you're missing.
I would say Alice from Twilight. Is
Oh,
mine.
I love her.
Oh yeah, she's fun. I guess if I have to, my knowledge is like Twilight or like old school.
That's where I'm at.
Well, it's not as fun.
I still want to know.
I
Because
guess
I only know
Edward.
Twilight and old school.
I'm like Carlisle's fine. Jasper's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Whatever the broy guy is,
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
remember
I'd
his
get
name.
bored of him. So probably Edward.
Yeah, that's fair.
Such a boring answer.
Look, we'll watch Vampire Diaries.
You
Okay?
have
Yeah,
to.
we'll watch it.
Will
do
you
it.
tell
And we'll
us
report back.
when you, I was gonna say when you do, because I feel like most of the audience is like kicking and screaming right now, like I am. When you watch it, you have to report back and let us know what you think.
Okay, give us like 3 weeks.
Yeah, you have time.
Within 3 episodes' time, we will watch.
Hopefully.
We will.
Gosh.
Yeah.
We will.
We will.
One episode of Vampire Diaries. We will.
Just one.
We can do that.
Easy.
Just one.
That's easy.
If it's free somewhere, we'll watch it.
That honest, yeah. But anyways, we should wrap this up.
Totally.
Ladies, I think we should sing today
Okay.
Really?
in the style of your favorite.
Okay, I love it. In the style of your favorite vampire is amazing. Let's do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Hold on. I'm a killer, Bella. Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Say it out loud. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Ladies to the
I'm sorry, were we not singing like European vampires?
Your favorite vampire.
Did do the Nosferatu hands.